to, compactly situated. Same way, uh, Dhaneshwar Mauli is able to see Hari everywhere, and by meditating, you can go back to the Vaikuntha. That's the meaning of that. Third, त्रिगुण असार निर्गुण हे सार सारासार विचार हरिपाठ सगुण निर्गुण गुणाचे अवगुण हरिविनय मन व्यर्थ जाय अव्यक्त निराकार नाही जा आकार जेथून चराचर हरिसी भजे ज्ञान देवा ध्यानी रामकृष्ण मने आनंत जन्मानी पुण्य होय. So he talks about in third. If one believes three gunatit, the world is made of three gunatit with the three material modes, is untrue. The Jagat Mithya Brahma Satya, that's what it's talking. And that which is beyond the three modes of material nature, Brahman, is a true. Meditate only on Hari is the final conclusion. Why it is mentioned in the next line. Whatever is without contamination of gunas is a saguna, prakat. And that which is beyond the three modes is a parabrahman, nirguna, aprakat. Both talks about qualities of gunas. He is mentioning prakat or aprakat. It's the gunas. He shows and not shows, but he is the existing. Considering this, do not waste your mind in these juggleries of nirguna, nirakar, saguna, sakar, and meditate only on Hari. Now he gives a further emphasis on this point. How he says that whatever is aprakat, not a seen, nirguna, which has no material form, but from which this material world and all living beings are manifested. They are created from him. Please worship Lord Hari. So this is again concluding, line here. The last again, as usual, Dhaneshwar Mauli is talking about Jnana Deva says, considering this fact, my mind dwells and meditates only on Ram Krishna, which is the result of my many previous births pious activities. That is what is mentioned here. Okay, so that takes me to the fourth. भावे विना भक्ती भक्ती विना मुक्ती बळे विना शक्ती बोलू नये कैसोनी दैवत प्रसन्न त्वरित उगाराही निवांत शिनिशी वाया सायस करशी प्रपंच दिननेशी हरिशी न भजशी कवन्या गुणे ज्ञानदेव मने हरिजप करणे तुटेल धरणे प्रपंचाचे. So very emphatic word here. Without full faith and devotion to Lord Hari, bhakti is not possible. And without bhakti, mukti or liberation is not possible. This is the truth. And one who believes otherwise are just like saying, which they cannot do. Somebody say that I can lift to 200 kilogram, but you cannot do. That means just say that what you cannot do. So believe what is there. That's the meaning again. If you decide to get love of Hari quickly, then have full faith and devotion to him and do not waste energy on any other paths or processes and remain calm by withdrawing senses from mundane affairs. Considering the above, again focusing on having faith in Hari, you are busy in this material world, working hard day and night without worshiping Hari, which is not good. So you miss the bus. Jnandeva says, meditate on Lord Hari, who takes you out of this mundane world of threefold miseries. Okay, that brings me to fifth. योग याग विधि एने नवे सिद्धि वायाच उपाधि दंभ धर्म भावे विना देव न कळे नि संदेह गुरु विना अनुभव कैसा कळे तपे विना दैवत दिल्या विना प्राप्त गुजे विना हित कोण सांगे ज्ञानदेव सांगे दृष्टांतांची मात साधूचे संगती कर्णोपाय. Now again further emphasis on the same chanting Harinam. You will not achieve mercy of Hari by Ashtanga Yoga or any other vidhis like a Jnana or Karma Yoga. Rather, this process creates ego in the performer and gives false designation and does no good in a spiritual journey, wastes energy as there is no submission to Lord Hari. Without firm faith in Lord and devotion to Him, one cannot know the Lord Hari and get His mercy. For this one needs shelter of Guru who gives the knowledge and removes ignorance. Without Guru, there is no Lord's mercy. Without austerity and following Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, rules and regulation, this is not possible. And one cannot receive something when not offered, needs activities. In addition, why Guru will oblige without being served by disciple and when satisfied and convinced with the sincerity of the disciple, Guru disclose the absolute truth. That means his intention. Guru sees and then only what is the absolute truth. You see in Arjuna's example also, Krishna says that you are my friend and you are non-envious. Then only he discloses about Bhagavad Gita, otherwise no, right? We see that. So Dhanadeva says by his own experience, without association with the Guru and Sadhu, this is not possible. And one cannot get out of the miseries of three material world. 6. साधू बोध झाला तो नोरोनिया ठेला ठाईच मुरला अनुभवे कापुराची वाती उजळलेली ज्योती ठाईच समाप्ती झाली जैशी मोक्ष रेखा आला भाग्य विनटला साधूचा अंकिला हरिभक्त ज्ञानदेव गोडी सज्जनी संगती संगती सज्जनी हरी दिसे जनी वनी आत्मतत्वे. One who has association of sadhu and follows his instruction, then his false identification of the body as me and mine disappears, and he is freed from illusion and conditioned way of life and situated in self-relation, means liberated in this life itself. Example, camphor is burned, just like a camphor is burned, nothing remains, including ash. Similarly, on self-realization, no trace of Maya or ignorance remains, and hence threefold miseries disappear. Such a person, in association of sadhu or guru, is liberated soul and achieves perfection of life. Jnanadeva says, that is again Jnaneshwar says, he had association of devotees and hence perceives presence of Hari Tattva everywhere. Nothing except exists except Hari in his all-pervading and localized form inside and out. 7. पर्वताप्रमाणे पातक करणे वज्रलेप होणे अभक्ताशी नाही ज्याची भक्ती ते पतित अभक्त हरीशी न भजता दैवहत अनंत वाचाळ बरळती बरळ त्या कैसा दयाल पावे हरी ज्ञानदेव प्रमाण आत्मा हा निदान सर्व घटी पूर्ण एक नांदे. One who is not devotee of Lord Hari and has committed mountains of sin cannot be destroyed by any weapon including Vajra. One who has not developed devotion to Lord is unfortunate and fallen. One who is engaged in mundane activities and talks without worshipping Lord Hari, how Lord will be pleased with him? Jnanadeva says, by his self-realization, he sees Hari situated in everyone's heart as Paramatma and outside as all-pervading aspect. Nothing exists except Hari. And this is the last one. संतांचे संगती मनोमार्ग गती आकळावा श्रीपती येणे पंथे रामकृष्ण वाचा भाव हा जीवाचा आत्मा तो शिवाचा राम जप एकतत्व नाम साधिती साधन द्वैताचे बंधन न बाधिजय नामामृता गोडी वैष्णवा लादली योगिया साधली जीवन कळा सत्वर उच्चारी प्रल्हादी बिंबला उद्धवा लादला कृष्णदाता ज्ञानदेव म्हणे नाम हे दुर्लभ सर्वत्र दुर्लभ विरळा जाणे. ज्ञानदेव म्हणे नाम हे सुलभ सर्वत्र दुर्लभ विरळा जाणे. Importance of association with the sadhu is emphasis. Prepare your mind to associate with sadhu and follow his instruction is the only means to get a mercy of Hari. Chanting the name of Lord Ram Krishna is the bhava, swarupa of jiva, which is also nature of soul of the body. Hence, chant Rama's name. To get the mercy of Hari, his name is only means that will take you out of dualities of me and mine. It also means free one from any Devi reaction by neglecting Devtas. Vaishnava relishes taste of the Lord Hari's name similar to Ashtang Yogis relishes the bliss at Samadhi state. Similar taste Prahlad Maharaj received at an early age and Uddhava by associating with the Lord Krishna. Jnanadev Maharaj says, chanting the name of Lord Hari is the easiest way of transcendence than any other process. Still, sadly, there are no takers. Nobody wants to take a simple path. People in general are not interested in his name. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So I will stop here and let somebody complete, and I will come back after 15 minutes whenever I'm there. So I'll continue my discussion.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. Shall we
Hare
start,
Krishna,
Bhakta?
Yes, Mataji. I start. Hare Krishna, Shri Prabhuji and all other devotees, Prabhuji and Mataji. मैं अपने गुरु महाराज की कृपा से एंड लॉर्ड कृष्णा और श्रीमद् भगवत गीता की कृपा से ये आज फर्स्ट टाइम कुछ श्लोक ये रिसाइट करना चाह रही हूँ, जिसमें ये गीता जी के फर्स्ट चैप्टर अर्जुन विषाद योग से लिए गए हैं। और इसमें अर्जुन जो है वो युद्ध क्षेत्र में खड़े हैं और बहुत दुखी हो रहे हैं, और कृष्णा को क्योंकि वो देख रहे हैं कि भीष्म पितामह जो बहुत उनको प्यार करते थे, पालन पोषण किया जिन्होंने, और ये जो गुरु द्रोणाचार्य जो कि फर्स्ट धनुधर उनको बनाना चाहते थे, और बाकी अन्य संबंधी जन वहां पे युद्ध में खड़े हैं, तो वो अर्जुन जी सोच रहे हैं कि ये मेरी वजह से मारे जाएंगे, तो भगवान कृष्णा को कह रहे हैं कि मुझे कोई राज्य नहीं चाहिए, मुझे कोई सुख नहीं चाहिए, मुझे पृथ्वी क्या, मुझे तीनों लोगों का राज्य भी नहीं चाहिए, मैं भिक्षा मांगकर अपना जीवन निर्वाह कर लूंगा, वो मेरे लिए ज्यादा श्रेष्ठकर है। तो यही सब कुछ वो बताते हुए वो कह रहे हैं, कुछ गलती हो तो मुझे प्लीज माफ करिएगा। न च श्रेयो न पश्यामि हत्वा स्वजनमाहवे, न कांक्षे विजयम कृष्ण, न च राज्यम सुखानि च। Should I read the translation
Yes,
side by
yes,
side?
yes, yes.
I do not, yes, I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsman in this battle. Nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. किन्नो राजेन गोविंद, किन्नो भोगर्जीवितेन वा, येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितन्नो राज्य भोगा सुखानि च। तैमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणस्तत्त्वा धनानि च, आचार्य पितर पुत्रास्तथैव च पितामहा। नेक्स्ट माताजी, माताजी नेक्स्ट
This is the
further.
next one. Yes.
I'm not getting Mataji. Hello, I'm
This
not
is
getting
this is the next
translation.
Mataji.
Okay, Matula, sorry, Matula Swashura Putra Shala Sambandhinistatha Etane Hantumichami Dhanato Api Madhusudana Api Triloke Rajasya Heto Kinno Mahikrate Nihatya Dharta Rashtan Kapriti Sa Janardana. O Govind, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arraigned on this battlefield? Madhav, Sudan, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, material uncles, fathers, father-in-laws, grandson, brothers-in-law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me? Oh, maintainer of all living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the three words, let me this, let alone this word, earth. What pleasures will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? पापमेवाश्रयेदस्मान् अद्वैतानातना तथायन तस्मान्नार्हा वयं हन्तु धार्तराष्ट्रान् सम्बन्धवान् स्वजन हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनश्याम वाधव. Translation: Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of the Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain? O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune, and how could we be happy by killing our own kinsman? यद्यप्येते न पश्यन्ति लोभोपहत चेतसः कुलक्षं कृतं दोषं मित्रद्रोहे च पातकम् कथं जे गेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मान् निवर्तितुम् कुलक्षकृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्विजनार्दन. O Janardhan, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we? Who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin? And कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनः धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नं धर्मोऽभिभवत्युत. Translation: with the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in religion. अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलिस्त्रिय स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः. When irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted, and from the degradation of womanhood, O descendant of Varshni, comes unwanted progeny. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Radhavinath Prabhuji, you can start now.
Okay, good. So I'll share my screen and let's start here. That's good. So Hare Krishna devotees and welcome to today's Bhakta Maal. And Sharat Prabhu requested me to speak about Varkari Sampradaya. Basically, he asked me about Namdev Maharaj. So I just told him that let's, connect with other other sense of that time. So this is what I will be presenting. So before I start, again, thanks Sharad Prabhu for giving me opportunity. And you will see that some of the sages, we'll have one example with 1400 years of old Changdev Maharaj, take a shelter of 12 years old girl. These are such elevated, who I am there to speak about their character. I have no qualification. Whatever little qualification I have is my Guru's mercy. And all of you devotees, whatever little work I have done, it's for my purification also. So with that disclaimer, let me start. So before I start, let me do a pranami mantra and then we'll begin. Okay. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमेनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति श्रीपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुर्श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुर्वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगं रघुनाथं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगन ललिता श्री विशाखाम हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेशे गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभिश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्य वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासाति गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So with the mercy of my Guru, mercy of Srila Prabhupada, mercy of all of you. So let me, whatever I prepared, I will try to share. Prabhuji, are you able to see? Have I shared?
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
good. So, and am I audible to everyone now? Are you able to hear clearly?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Okay,
Perfect.
thank you. Thank you, Mataji and Prabhuji. So this is the totally new. I don't know how many are from Maharashtra or understand anything. So I really don't know. I'll presume that, start from a fresh. I was born and brought up in Maharashtra and really brought up in this environment. There are not a lot of books like Vaishnava, like all of you are presenting, basically Gaudiya Sampradaya, nicely written books with English translation. I'm not able to see them. And whatever I have learned, whatever I hear from great sages, we have a lot of sadhus giving pravachan about this is a parallel sampradaya uh, to Gaudiya Sampradaya. There are a lot of questions. People say they talk about Dvaita and Advaita. All these confusions are there. Right in the beginning, I want to tell very, very clearly. I think 10, 12 years back, I was in Montreal and devotee from Mumbai. Rohini Priya Prabhu visited. He is a very nice senior devotee. And I asked him the same question. I know he's from Maharashtra. And in the temple after Bhagavatam, I asked him the question about Varkari Sampradaya. And this is the answer he gives. Why I'm telling you, you'll know why I'm talking about. So people look into that, and based on your mood, you try to connect with that. So this is what has happened with this particular Varkari Sampradaya. So what he said to me, one has got a condition, disease, and there are two hospitals, and you can go to any one of the hospitals. So I leave it there. Such a senior devotee telling me, and when I read, I don't find any difference what we study and what we, what is there in Gaudiya Sampradaya and what is there in Varkari Sampradaya. Without some context to the Varkari Sampradaya, the sages will not have, whatever I'll discuss will not make a meaning. These are parallel sampradayas talking about Lord Krishna, Radha, and at the same time there are some devotees also talks about Narayan. So we have to understand that. So Varkari Sampradaya, as I just mentioned, is this is the flag of Varkari Sampradaya. Is a sampradaya within the Bhakti spiritual tradition of Hinduism in Maharashtra and worship Vithala, the presiding deity of Pandharpur, regarded as a form of Vishnu. There are a lot of lectures on where you see Lord Vitthala's presence. I had heard there the Deglukar Maharaj, Chandrasekhar Deglukar Maharaj, he has maybe class on 1 week. Precisely describing, one can Google YouTube and see that he is a pioneer. He is one of the still existing, talks about where Vitthal and his incarnations are mentioned in 18 Puranas, and he gives the example of that. I don't have rightly remembered, but I had been through that. And Lord Vithala, as you see the temple, exists where the Vithala is standing on a brick for 28 yugas, and we know current Manu, he has just completed 28 yugas and he's 29. So you think of the, connect with all these dots there. To this month temple, Lord Chaitanya, during his South India trip, he visited there and he spent some places mentioned 3 days, some places 1 week, and he visited here. This is the place Lord Chaitanya also meets with Nityananda Prabhu, I believe, and some we can connect. I think it got his initiation or he meets gurus or many things that happen here. So my focus is now again going back. This is again place connected with Gaudiya Sampradaya. It is also mentioned. I'm taking the other side of the view, the back side, the Gopuram. Like you go, people believe 11th or 12th. There are many, round circles. Some place there's a Lord Chaitanya's form is there. It's a mention. That's what also I hear on that. So this is also it's a tradition. Pandharpur is a holy place, and as I guess, and otherwise, why the Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda would have been there? All the great sages we'll be talking about, they visit this temple, which is near, close to from 100 kilometers from Pune. All the pastime that we see in a Vrindavan Dham, just like a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Navadvip Dham are mentioned, all those pastimes are in a Pandharpur and nearby areas. There are, lot of other things. If I start, then maybe we'll spend some lot of time on that. So they are able to connect a lot of pastime there. So just like it's a Vrindavan, is replicated in the Vrindavan Dham, Dhaneshwar Mauli is nothing but it's a believed he's a Vishnu form, comes and lives only for 22 years. And we'll talk about him. And this is the sum of this Hari part that we did. We'll see, we'll go through him, what kind of he was there, and other who were the incarnation of others also we'll see. So this is again Pandharpur. And this is the Panduram. Here, Rukmin and Pandurang, Vithala called Pandurang. You name it, change the name. Sometimes will be do. They are not together. So Vitthal has come to meet his devotee Pundlik, and he's waiting. He's there. So lot of pastime there. I'm short of time. Let's focus on more of what we see. It is said that since Vitthal is there for 28 yugas, the foundation, it is said that one slokas I will show you, founded by Sant Dhaneshwar. That means Varkari Sampradaya. Varkari means those who travel. Go to Wari. That means it's there every year, twice a year. These Vaishnavas from different parts of Maharashtra, parts of Karnataka, and Andhra also. I know some people coming from Tamil Nadu, they visit this place twice a year. One Ashadi Ekadashi, and there's another time we'll just as we go see that. So those people travel there, and that is why it's called Warkari. Those who visit, and it is existing for 1200 century. Where Britishers came or Muslim came, and still continued undisrupted. There's no destruction of this Vitthal temple, unlike Mughals try to create a lot of things because the Shivaji came and a lot of things. This was protected all along, this temple. So this is the another thing. So it is said that Gnaneshwar Mauli laid the foundation, and Tukaram Maharaj was Gnaneshwar Mauli period. We'll see that it's a 1270 to he lived for only 22 years. And Tukaram Maharaj appeared in for 1600 when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there. So we see the Tukaram Maharaj in a dream, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu initiated him. So this is where again I'm trying to bring the connection between them. So as I was mentioning, there's a great poet. She wrote about this about describing the different from 1200 to 1600. After 1600, there are a lot of devotees, wonderful devotees, and they have performed pastimes, and they are enriching the sampradaya. But the primary focus was from 1200 to 1600, with the Tukaram being the last. There, Tukaram has also talked about Prahlad Maharaj in Satyuga, Treta Yuga is Angad, the Dwapar Yuga is Uddhava, and the same thing comes as the Tukaram. Where it's written, it's clearly written. There's a place in Dehu where Tukaram Maharaj left his body, with a Garuda, the same body went to Vaikuntha. There's a place where all these slokas are engraved, and it's a mention in that. So that is there. So coming back here, the Janab, this Baina Bai, she was great poet. She writes there, Jnanadevi Rachila Paya Ubharle Devale. So Jnanadev started, and we'll see what it means of that. Namayatacha Kinkari Tene Rachile Avatar. Namdev comes, that we'll be talking about. And he started supporting that. Janardhan Eknath Maharaj comes, and he gave pillar, lot of support, because he wrote lot of books and lot of philosophies. And Tuka Dhala Kalasa. So Tukaram take it to the peak. So started by Jnanadev, and Tukaram really taken to the philosophical peak. Whatever is required, he has given. After that, we don't see that caliber devotee that has appeared. So this is the meaning of that. Again, in a sampradaya, there are many sages we see here. Dhaneshwar, again, one. Goroba Kumbhar, we will be talking about Savanta Mali, Chokoba Mera. I'll try to touch little such a wonderful devotee. We'll see. It just before Nane appeared, his period was there. So 1220 or 1230 or 1280 or something like that. Eknath Maharaj appeared between 1300, 1400. Janabai, we'll talk about Muktabai. Namdev Maharaj, again, that we'll talk. Nivrittinath, Sant Swayaraben, Swayarabai, Sopande, Tukaram Maharaj, and Narari Sonar. And there are many other. Okay, so with that, I will start Dhaneshwar Maharaj, as just explained. He raised the foundation. So, the reason I gave you again that example of, Rohini Priya, how you look at it. Dhaneshwar brings jnana, the way we talk about jnana, understand. Sometimes we are, used to say, oh, jnana is really rejected. That is what, in uh, basically ISKCON. Okay, so whatever may be the reason. So Dhaneshwar raised a foundation with the jnana, And Tukaram Maharaj brought really bhakti. Namdev brought bhakti. So during this period, we'll see some pastimes where Vitthal is there, and one side there is a Dhaneshwar Mauli, and another is a Tukaram. And both are, Dhaneshwar Mauli is telling to Vitthal and regretting that I'm not devotee like a Namdev, and Namdev says I don't have knowledge like Dhaneshwar Mauli. So these are complementary. These are not there. When you talk about Jnana, also Shukadev Goswami, such a transcendentalist, right? So who can recite the Srimad Bhagavatam? He was situated in a Jnana, Brahman, right there. For Kumaras we see. So I'm just giving it. Keep that open mind. Those some words you will see here. Those words also I see Tulsi Ramayana I just recently I read, and you'll see those words also again there. So let's not get into anything. So again, born in 1275, place called Appegaon near Pune, Paithan, Taluka in Maharashtra. His father was Vittal Pant and mother was Rukmini. I'll talk about them. These are not already children. And his guru was Nivrutinath, elder brother. You will know why he has to take initiation from brother. We'll see. Let me get through some parents' background. Vittal Pant, Brahman, well versed in a Vedic knowledge, got married but did not find interest in Grahastha life and decided to proceed to Varanasi for higher spiritual journey. In Varanasi, he met Sant Ramananda Swami, served him well, and received a sannyasi danda without disclosing his marital status and was called Chaitanya Ashram. That was the name. I'll read here. I'll come back to that. Why I mentioned that line here. It is not a straightforward everything. So how it was disclosed. So as I'm saying that his father was from Brahmana family, and he let's there these two devotees like father is Vitthal Pant and mother Rukmini. These are not ordinary children. Naneshwar is a Vishnu avatar, and then Vishnu, they got Shiva and Brahma, and Mukta is Durga's avatar. So that is also said. So these are not ordinary children. They came for a specific purpose that we'll see as we go forward. So their parents cannot be just ordinary people. So Vitthal Pant, he was a Brahmin from childhood, studying Vedas, and I'll go through again the period, what kind of period was there at that time. He was studying and once visited a place where Rukmini's father was living there and lived in temple. In those days, people used to take a shelter in a temple, and one night he sleeps there. And again, remember. Vitthal comes with the dream of Rukmini's father and tells him there's a good boy, who has arrived in your town. Talk to him and give your daughter. And the same the dream was also, and my understanding is given to him also, Vitthal Pant, as a young boy. And this is just like, Canto third, we see Kardama Muni and, Manu, right? So when Dehuti was given, so, even if you cannot draw the comparison similar, Lord Krishna gave the both of the dream, and that's how Dehuti was brought. And, we see that here also. This Vittal says that this is the boy, and then he talks, and a lot of thing happens. I don't want to get into that. There are a lot of details available. So marriage takes place, but his mind was Vittal Pant. That was his name. His mind was always on meditation, with studying the scripture. Let's put it that way. And he was after marriage also. He could not find any solace in a life, and always following with his wife. Hey, I just want to take a uh, get away from here and go to Kashi. And she knew, being a Brahman girl, she knew if he goes to Kashi, he'll never come back. So that's the end of story, end of her life. And that's exactly happening. So he was every day finding a reason and following. And one day, out of sheer frustration, he says, "Go." It is said that he did not look for a blink for a moment. He picked up whatever he could grab and just ran away because before his wife could change her mind. So technically, she agreed. Whichever way you took it, technically she agreed. Wife, you go. She knew that he will not come back. Now what happens next? We'll see that. And then, Varanasi, we see that great Sant Ramananda Swami, he goes to his ashram, serving so well. It is said that such a smart person, and he was so happy. This Swamiji was to travel South India, and he said that the basically that ashram needs to have somebody to take care of, and he used that to him, and he initiates him, and his name was Chaitanya Ashram. That's the name is given. So he was initiated and given directly sannyasi. He did not ask his marital status. So don't speak, don't disclose. So kind of thing worked out there. So far, so good. So then what happened? One day, Ramanand Swami set up on a pilgrimage to Rameshwar. He went to South India trip. South India. On the way back, he halted at Alandi. Again, South India, like yeah, uh, he went all the way and came through Karnataka back to Maharashtra, and this is how he wanted to go. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also took the similar route. So he came to Alandi, that is the place near Pune, Maharashtra, where this two couple was living before Vittal Pant decided to go to Kashi. So, so this his Swami Ramanand arrived there. While he was camping there, Rukmini Bai, who now spent her time alone, went to meet Ramanand Swami. That was a tradition. Those any sannyasi comes, just take the blessing, and as usual, sannyasi in the morning, lot of details are given. She goes for fetching water and see the Swami. Small places there, living alone, husband deserted. She knew that he'll never come back. In those days, there was nothing. Girl could go back to the father's house and live. That was the tradition. So she was living. So she was blessed by the normal seeing everything Putravati Bhava. So that Ramanand Swami blessed by hearing that word, which was like a poison to her. She knew that because husband is not there, she will not have children. She started crying, and the Swamiji, by sheer intuit, tried to probe him little more because he knew he's a disciple has come from Maharashtra, but he did really full information, all the details. So Swamiji probed her and realized that the description of her husband fitted that disciple, his disciple Chaitanya. So something, by intuition, it he could find her. He immediately abandoned the pilgrimage. He was supposed to take some time, go around and go back. He realized what has happened. He abandoned the wife and take the sannyas, which is not accepted because he did not also probe. So returns immediately back to Varanasi and accosted Chaitanya Ashram, who confessed to his guilt. When he was confronted, he agreed what has happened. He ordered Chaitanya Ashram immediately return to his wife and resume his Grahastha life and predicted. So here is the again change. A great progeny for the welfare of entire humanity will will take a birth in his family. So everything was preset. Why I'm talking about, again, you will see as we will go forward, you will see how they went through that, and that is not a simple journey. So after Vitthal Pant returned home, settled down in Alandi, again near Pune, with a wife Rukmini, they had 4 children. One is the first one, Nivritinath, born in 1273. Approximately, I have that year. Dhaneshwar Mauli was the second. So elder one, Nivritinath. Second was Dhaneshwari, 2 years gap. Third was Sopandev, and the last was Muktabai. So they have 2 years gap. And this is the period I was talking about, 1270 to 1250, 1350 I have taken to according to other sages there. So 4 children who were intelligent and pious. And his guru predicted. So let's see what was happening at that time. Orthodox Brahmanas of that day saw renunciate, sannyasi returning to his life as a householder after sannyasi, and thus family was excommunicated. Okay, and it was unheard of, and was against Shastras to abandon sannyas ashram and adopt family life. It was not there, and we'll see some more. I'll go forward how the details comes up there. As a result, the Dhaneshwar and his brothers were denied the right to have sacred threading ceremony because they were born children of a sannyasi. for the full admission into Brahmin caste. So they were not allowed. So Vittal Pant managed to spend his time in his study of Vedas and educated his children, and they all become well versed in the Shastras and philosophy. A lot of details are mentioned. He knew life will not be won't be go good bad, but Guru's instruction he came. He also knew the progeny, what kind of children will be born. So he you see how he was preparing on that. So this is what I'm trying to bring. So since they were not allowed, to their threading ceremony, because they were children of sannyasi, in a hopeless state, mind Vittal Pant is their children's father, because he was able to see, uh, they were children from the Brahmana family and what they will do, right? So that was worrying. And both of them, they go to the Shastras, saying, okay, mind, abandoning the children. Okay, so I think okay, here I missed. In desperation, Vittal Pant went to the Apegaon, his birthplace, and appealed to the Brahmanas there, who, after studying the Shastra, opined the death was only atonement for a sin, because they studied a lot of discussions are they studied Vedas and Vedanta Sutra everywhere. Is there any recurrence in a past? If somebody has taken a sannyasi ashram, that means he abandoned his family and comes back and accepts as a wife, again, starts a life and had children. Can the children be adopted? And after long time, after long discussion and all the study, it was revealed that there's nothing. So death is their own atonement is the commending. They have to have live their life, right? So death was only atonement. They found out, and so think of that. In a hopeless state of mind, Vittal Pant and Rukunumai abandoned their children and drowned themselves in the Indra River. At the time, Naneshwar was only 12 years old. So, a lot of things are discussed about here. Think of, Dhaneshwar was 12 years. His elder brother was 14 years. Younger brother was 10 years. And, Muktabai was only 8 years. So, how the mother, both father, mother, they were in mood of goodness. It is just not possible for any ordinary. Leaving these 4 children, volatile outside the environment will quickly will look at into the prevalent time available at that time. They were not given any whenever they're going for begging, nobody was giving. They were children were harassed. All the things the mother was saying. It was not an easy thing. And you look at that, how the mother could leave a 8-year daughter. And when she heard that, there's no way, it's for the children future, they decided to end their life. How they prepare, right? So a lot of thing discussions are there. 8-year daughter, how to train him to cook, and they don't have any other facilities, like they had a simple hut available there, and how they prepare very quickly there, and what was going through the mind. The punishment only for the father, but mother also decides, considering the prediction of the guru, that these are the ordinary children, they don't want to be obstacle on the way. Kardama Muni also, Lord appears and he just leaves that. We can see a lot of things over there. Just trying to bring some comparison. So decide to, end with life, commit suicide, jumping into the river. And before that, mother prepares the daughter little bit cooking. They don't want to waste more time. They were able to see all 4 children. They were able to see they are not ordinary, but mother is mother. And that's what I said. They were in a mode of goodness. They could see purity with vision. Senses are perfect, pure. They may not be bhaktas, devotees of Lord Krishna, but they could see that we don't want to be obstacle. Let the children take a stage, and for which they have come back, and for that parent sacrifice. It's a very really lesson here. So after the death of their parents, their 4 young siblings wandered many places as they could not find suitable shelter and care anywhere. As they were walked and begged for alms, they were scoffed. They were scoffed because children of sannyasi, humiliated, so every step of the way, and spitted it is said that people used to throw water, they used to spit so that again children has to go take the bath and come back, all those things, as they were children of the sannyasas. So they went through that one. And when you see that, how they have gone and what they do in turn, despite their wandering, they displayed resilience. All these four children, resilience. They were not unnerved. They were not angry. That is why the next is a compassion. They had compassion for these people. They could see that, they are just saying we are, just body. Again coming back to the as simple as that. So they had compassion what these brahmanas were doing at that time to them, and they had a depth of Vedic wisdom because Father prepared them, and they want to do good for the society. So prevalent time at 1270, influence of Adi Shankaracharya, his Vedanta philosophy was prominent in Maharashtra. Fanatic, ritualistic and non-tolerant Brahman society. All Vedic knowledge was restricted to Brahmana class at that time, and dominance by Brahmana led to the exploitation of other ashramas and kept them in karma kanda. Lot of stories you will hear them. Uh, other castes were kept under that. So even this Brahmanas, this when they were going for a begging, normally they go to the Brahmanas house. They were not given, but other places also they were prohibited. But you will see some example. So considering all that, father left the father, mother gone. Elder brother was 14 years. The Daneshwar was 12 years. So they were wondering. They had the knowledge. So what happens next? Initiation of Dhaneshwar Maharaj. Elder brother Nivritinath gets initiation from Gahini Nath in a Nath Sampradaya. Again, a lot of pastimes are there. How he meets Gahinath. He himself approached his elder brother because nobody was able to could give them shelter. And we'll see some other pastime prior to that in the next as it comes sequentially. So he accepts the shelter from Natha Sampradaya, and then in turn, Nivritina, the elder brother, at that time was 14 years. He initiates the younger brother Dhaneshwar, who was 12 years. And what happens next? Nivritinath instructs Nandev to write commentary on Gita. So 14 years Guru instructing his 12-year-old disciple or his brother to write something which could benefit the entire humanity. It's not just ordinary thing. So you can see all the torture, all the society where they deviated, no, food coming, not coming. They were just focused on that. They came with a purpose there. So again, quick summary of here activity. The children moved to Nevasa, a village near Nagar district on the banks of river, where Dandev began his commentary on Gita, called Bhavarta Deepika. This is what started discussion, and later on it is called Dhaneshwari by Namdev gave the name because it was written by him. We'll see some pastime. So he started giving discourses, and the local seeker they were coming. One of them was Sachinandan Baba, who wrote down whatever was Dhaneshwar Mauli was talking about. And this is where he wrote most of the things. Whatever he did, we'll just see that. So in addition to the Dhaneshwari, he wrote many things. And so basically, Dhaneshwari, why there was a need, as I said, that typical Bhagavad Gita was in Sanskrit, and others, those time Brahmin, they don't want other caste people will come to know. They should not come to know. They could exploit them, and they were kept on karma kandas, like every other people has to do this worship and give a donation, all those things. I think we have seen many other places. We saw also as back as 1900, 1800, we saw, right? So Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and so no difference there. So there's no going back on that. So this is what is the few things are mentioned about it's Bhavarta Deepika is the original name. So it is a commentary on Bhagavad Gita. There are 700 sloka. If you look at the OVs, it's a 9,000. It's not only Dhaneshwari, but a lot of additional added things are added. Along with the 700 slokas meaning written in Marathi, And this is what Gnaneshwar Mauli talks about it. माझा मराठीची बोली कौतुके परी अमृताचे पैजासी जिंके ऐशी अक्षरे रसिके मेळवी न ज्ञाने. The words of my Marathi are so sweet. He's praising Gnaneshwar Mauli that they will win over the nectar. So better than nectar. This is the meaning of such words I choose to write. He's just glorifying the language here. आणि तोच हा मी आता श्री व्यासांची पदे पाहता आणिला श्रवणपथा मराठिया. So basically Mahabharata was written by Vyasadev. So part of that Gita is just bringing into Marathi. That's what he's mentioning. Gita ta Marathiya keli lokaya. For the benefit of common people, I bring the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to Marathi. The last इथे मराठीच्या नगरी ब्रह्मविद्येची सुकाळू करी. In this Marathi land, let Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of Brahma, become abundant. साहित्य सोन्याची खाणं उडू दे देशीची एक क्षोणी. Let the literature, which like a gold mine, be open for Marathi people, which is the language of common. So this is what he's talking about. So this is the Daneshwari which is available. And Prabhuji, do you want me to take a 4-5 minute break? So because
Yes, yes.
Anubhav will start. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay then. Okay, we'll take a 5 minute break and then we'll come back. Yeah, where I'll.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Radha Vinod Prabhuji, Dandavat
हाँ, Hare
Pranam.
Krishna mother. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I am so fortunate. I have the Bhagavad Gita, Sant Gnaneshwari
Very good.
in
Very good.
Gujarati. In Gujarati.
Yeah, I know. It's mother. That is why I also distribute Bhagavad Gita. When I go back to there, but I tell them first read Bhagavad Gita of Srila Prabhupada and then go to Dhaneshwari. Otherwise, it's not easy to understand. As a child, I read when I was fourth class. I wanted to understand what is going on here, right? So did not understand. Then I read again. Again, I'm going now with so much of the thing. Then it makes sense. That's what there. It's a very nice mother, right? Nice, nice.
Now I will start reading Prabhuji.
Read. It is said that after, because you have good understanding with Bhagavad Gita, again Srimad Bhagavatam. In a Marathi, it said that Daneshwari you can read after reading Bhagavad Gita. For like person like me, which really doesn't understand philosophy, it's easy. You want to understand Gatha of Tukaram Maharaj, you must read Srimad Bhagavatam. Because I read that there are 4,150 slokas. Out of that, I read more than 2,000. I was in India, 7 months. Again, I'm going back. So I just wanted to complete. Most of the books I read, what is coming here. I went last year and I went to Dehu, Alandi, picked up whatever books are there. I went to Python, which is a mention here. Whatever the books available, I just picked up. I'm trying to understand. Maybe hope I'll know little more now. Yeah, mother. Read that. Read from first. Start how he discusses, right? Praying to the Ganeshas and all those things, right? And it was very nice, mother.
Yes, Prabhuji, I will read.
Yeah, nice. Sarath Prabhuji, is it okay or you want me to skip
Yes, yes.
something?
No, it is excellent. Very nice.
I will go whenever Charu Prabhuji comes. I have no problem. Again, when we are back, we'll continue. You give whatever time you give. I listen to very great. I used to listen to Baba Sahib Satarkar Maharaj. He recently passed 2-3 months back in Mumbai. I was really used to listen to him. Then again, there's the Chandrasekhar Degulkar Maharaj. His grandfather was a devotee of Lord Vittal, and they are really nicely they describe many pastime. There are a lot of many other books, but like Gaudiya Sampradaya, it's properly there in English and other translated. We don't find much, Prabhuji. I think.
Just for the information of all the devotees, Charu Prabhuji wants to start his classes on Srimad Bhagavatam, that is basically the stutis in various cantos in Srimad Bhagavatam. From next the next weekend onwards, today is 9th, from 22nd, 23rd. That means next to next, I think. Today is 9th, 16th. Yes, next to next weekend onwards.
Yeah,
Whether
that
he
is the
will,
23rd. Yeah, 23rd. Yes,
yes,
Prabhu. Next to next. Huh?
yes, and I'm not sure if he wants to utilize both the days or one day. If he utilizes both the days, it is all right. If he utilizes initially one day, then the second day we will have Archana Mataji's the gist of the summary of Srimad Bhagavatam cantos will proceed till Canto 9th, Canto 9. And as I had said last time, I will take a feedback from each one of you who wants to attend these classes, and I have given you the various rules or the things Charu Prabhuji wants you to keep in mind before joining this Srimad Bhagavatam class, because that is a very advanced class, and what you are supposed to have the knowledge of up to ninth cantos, and the basic things will not be taught because there is no time. He will only cover the the advanced things, and that is still Canto 9. And from Canto 10 onwards, this will be covered in very great detail, and I'll be assisting him in taking the classes also. So this is what is the plan. After the class, after the question answer session, I'll take a feedback from each one of you because I have to give a feedback to him. He actually wanted it very fast, but I told him that I have requested the devotees to consider this, and I'll take a feedback today, that is Saturday here in India, and by tomorrow I'll give him a feedback.
Yeah. So, Prabhuji, can we go ahead?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, Hare Krishna again, welcome back. Please stop me if I'm going fast or going slow. I can leave some of the thing. My understanding that many of you may not be aware. So a lot of things are there. I try to, see what is the relevant and higher level. I'm just trying to bring it here. So that was as I said that. Uh, his guru tells him to write about Bhagavad Gita in a Marathi, and he writes on that. And as I said, that these are discourses every day given, and somebody writes down Sachinand. We see the name, and later on it was compiled, and that Namdev gives the name of Gnaneshwari because it was written by him. And as of today, in most of the those are Vaishnavas of Maharashtra, Vittal devotees. They read Hari part, which I recited. Normally, I see that book, a small book in many houses. I also keep an house. Whoever comes to my house, I say that pick up one. There are different things and take it because this is at least minimum they should read on that, and you understand the meaning of that. Naneshwari is a little bit of difficult to understand if you don't have the proper concepts. A lot of examples are given. Remember, even though it's a Marathi, it's a 1270, it's a 700, 800 years old Marathi. It's very difficult. We don't understand the 1400 years Tukaram Maharaj Marathi. So what to talk about, those old period, every language changes. It's very difficult. And these great devotees, they write in not a such a easy, right? Simple words. One word got lot of meaning there. So that is what is there on that. So then the next book he writes is Amrutanubhav. So this is where you see Dvaita, Advaita in this place. But I read, I just started reading. I have not completed. My understanding to that is whatever I could get a summary of so many places. There was a reason. As I am saying that he appears when there was a Adi Shankaracharya influence in Maharashtra. And at that time, to satisfy them, he also writes this kind of thing. So Amruta Anubhav is a relation that fundamental, all pervading, all-inclusive realities of Paramatma. Even those who read the Sri Ramacharitra also, you see that Brahman, Paramatma, many places the word is coming, right? So which is beyond duality of every kind. It talks about, and there's also one chapter which is a glorification of his guru. uh, Guru is a Sakshat Parabrahm, so he glorifies in that form. Now, I will not go into details. I'm just reading that book. Maybe sometime, this is a not a very small book. Anubhav, there are many chapters, and I'm really don't have authority. But whatever I understood, it talks about Brahman and lot of other things, and gives a also basically a message of bhakti. That is how it is there. So next, second is Changdev Pasasti. This is a very interesting book. So as I was mentioning right in my opening, like Changdev Maharaj, he lived 1400, was a mystic yogi, lived in the village of Vateshwar, Maharashtra, along the banks of Tapti River for 1400 years. So this is as in the recent times, we want to see how the people could live such a long time. This is the ideal example. And he was, a lot of details are about him. Just to our discussion. So that means 1400 time, he could defeat the death, and he had all Ashtanga Siddhi because he was a mystic. And when Naneshwar appeared at that time, his age was 1400. So he hears about the four siblings of Nivritranath. Oh, sorry. I got what happened. See, I think a mistake I made. Where I would go. Sorry.
Prabhuji is down there. That Word document is down. You click on the W on your down on the task bar. I see that here.
This one, no?
Down below, down below.
नीचे देखिए, नीचे सबसे नीचे देखिए, वो लाइन से पावर पॉइंट एक्सेल वगैरह वो वर्ड का, या
No,
तो
I'm
ऑल
not
टैप
able.
कीजिए
This is
ना,
okay.
ऑल
Okay.
टैप कीजिए, उसमें आ जाएगा, ऑल टैप साइमल्टेनियसली
Escape. Okay. Because it's it's Apple laptop. I don't. Okay,
ओ
let me.
एप्पल लैपटॉप है, अच्छा अच्छा।
So let me find out escape. I'll come back here. By mistake I did. Okay. Okay. What happened? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you are right. That I was not able to see because I had that there. Okay. So when the four sibling Nivritranath, Naneshwar, Sopandev, Muktadev achieved a glories, Changdev Maharaj wanted to test them. See, think of that. And now really it's a wonderful pastime. You'll see that 1400 old person, and when he hears about Dhaneshwar Mauli written about Dhaneshwari, and so he just wanted to see this young children and test them. So what he does, and he sent them a blank note. So from here, really, really beauty starts here. So he wanted to test them. He wants to meet them, because these four children, they have already got a good publicity. They're going from one place to another place. They were debating with great learned people in Python that time. Python, like Kashi Vishweswar, Kashi is there for the rest of the countries. Like that, there's a place in Python. I had been there last year to that place. Wonderful, beautiful place there. So that was a typical place of Brahmanas to debate all those, those things. So he heard that on that, and he wanted to test. So he was thinking how to approach him. So he takes a paper and thinks of writing, and he could not come up with something how to address him. If he sometime he was thinking he's just small children, 12 year 14 years children, how can he address, can he say mister, can he say something, that kind of things are there. And then he said, if I say they are small, but they are not small, they are yogis. They are they have all the siddhis, and they are not ordinary people. He could pursue, through, because of his siddhi power, he could pursue them. So he sent the empty blank note. So then what happened when the siblings issue, all those poor children, they issue, they initially some were laughing. But again, Nivritinath is an elder, he is a guru, he knows the meaning of that. And he instruct Dhaneshwar, elder brother instructing his younger brother, Dhaneshwar, 2 years, age difference only. So he says, reply to him. And to the reply, he writes a 65 verses of that, which were the quintessence of Vedanta on that. Because he was a Ashtanga yogi, he was Vedantist, Gyanis, in that form. So there's nothing. So he has to reply in his language. And it's a wonderful book. It took me month to read and understand line by line. Last year I was reading on that. When the paper reached Changdev Maharaj, so he writes 65 verses and sends to them, returns to them. So Changdev Maharaj looks at it, doesn't understand anything, what Naneshwari is mentioning. And he had a difficulty understanding what was written. He decides to meet the siblings and to show them his yogic power. So what he does, so he had siddhis. He could use a tiger as his carrier. He used a snake also as a stick, all those, because he could control all the living animate objects. He could control on that. So think of that, he just wanted to impress someone and test Naneshwar and those four kids on that. So walks toward the house as he was coming with the thousands of his followers. At that time, the children were sitting on a wall, which you can say a simple picture shown sitting on the wall. So Naneshwar is not ordinary person. As I said, he's also all the devotees. It is said in Maharashtra says all the great sages, they have all the siddhis. Some they don't use, but God bestows them, right? That's what it said. They have ability to use as and when required. So Naneshwar wants to really kill his, make him humble. And so since he used a tiger, so he says, why not use a wall? So he orders the wall to fly, and as Changde was coming, the wall was flying. So Changde could see that, and he could really feel embarrassed by seeing the wall, and he could understand he's not ordinary yogi. If I could connect, I could basically control the living. Maybe it is a possible, but he is inanimate objects. He has a control over that, and then he just surrenders to him, and so what goes on in the 65, I'm not able to, I will not be going there. I given a summary. Sometime if you wants to go, we can go in more detail. There are 65 slokas in that. So particularly what happens, the Changdev Baba was, he was yogi, but like understanding Atma, basically, or Paramatma, and everything else. So he had that siddhi, right? So basically, Jagat Mitya Brahma Satya, you take that but there. So they believe, whatever is there, they have come down from there, and when purity happens, they will go back. That concepts are basically there. So in a Brahman understanding situated, both Naneshwar is also in Brahman, Jnani, that's what we are talking about. And Changdev was also Brahman. So they are talking about one soul to another soul. And in all 65, so nicely Jnaneshwar Mauli starts step by step explaining. Some of the things say that if we meet each other, you will see me as a small boy, 14 year old boy, and I will see you 100 years person. But is that the reality? No. The reality is that you are soul, I am a soul. So as soul to soul, we cannot see each other. So then he describes how to see, all because of the soul, all the manifestation of the, this world is takes place. And whatever manifestation are there, it's a man, woman, it's animals, trees, everything, there's a Paramatma. So all these are covering, in that way he described gradually step by steps and everything. And at the end, he says that what the use of seeing me? Rather gets connected with soul to soul, and all those philosophies are here. Okay, it's a, this is a, there are very nice philosophies here. On that, I leave it here. Maybe sometime. I had been through those 65 slokas, really good book. I'll come back to the next pastime. This is Hari part. We'll go a little later on. He writes Hari Part. There's 28 slokas. So step by step, we'll be going through that. And then at the end, he writes a Pasaidan. This also I'll cover later on. Because after writing everything, he wants to conclude his whatever he has done, and he wanted to take a Samadhi at early age. As I said that at age of 16, he completes everything. He completes Naneshwari, Changdev Pasasti to Changdev. He wants to bring that the Amrutan Bhav to glorify his guru and give a philosophy, kill concept to all other people at that time. And he's thought that at age 16 everything is done, and he wanted to really quit his life or take samadhi. At that time, it is said that Muktabai was just 10, 12 years old. You can see at that Naneshwar Mauli was 16 at that time. Sopandev was maybe 14 and Muktabai was only 12. And Muktabai and Sopandev, the two younger siblings, they could not let him go and take Samadhi. But Nivritinath, being Guru, he knew everything. What is the depth and what is the Chiranjeevi Samadhi means, or all this thing he has understand. He did not object, but two children, they did not, so he decided to stay for 2 years each, so 6 years. So like that, after 16, basically he did not write, he just went different places and preaching. So again, so this is the story up at the 22 years he takes Samadhi, and then we'll see disappear what happens later on. So coming back onto that, so look at the Changdev's story. When his younger sister was Muktabai, such a great devotee. We'll be talking more of Muktabai and Naneshwar Mauli, only these two. So Changdev becomes a disciple of not Naneshwar, but becomes a disciple of Muktabai, a 12 years old girl, 1400 years old person. And the incident happened was that once Changdev realized the greatness of these four siblings, and he used to visit them in the every day. And have discussion with Dhaneshwar Mauli. One day he was coming and he noticed, Muktabai, young girl, 10, 12 years old, taking a bath outside. In those days, there was nothing, right? They had a small hut and she was taking bath outside. And he looking at the girl, he stops quite some distance. And Muktabai sees him. She takes his bath casually. Everything happens. And after some time, that 14-year son, he comes to the comes to meet Naneshwar, and Muktabai chastises him. He says, "You are 1400 years old man. I am just 12 years old girl. That means you have not come out of the concept of a body. So what platform you are there?" And she really chastises him. By hearing all this thing, he comes to the his real senses. And I can go back to the kind of things I was just thinking, how the Shukdev Goswami, after birth he was running away and Vyasdev was following, right? We see in the Bhagavata, And while passing to the pond early morning, like girls, they were taking bath. They look each other. And Sukhdev Goswami, 16-year naked boy, running away. The girls also see them, there, but they were not. They did not come out. They did not protect themselves. They would just carry on their activity. There's no nothing there. After a few minutes, Sukhdev Goswami, Vyasadev comes, 80 years old person or maybe more age, old person, and they just grab their come out of that, grab their clothes, and Vasudev goes forward and comes back, right? We hear in Srimad Bhagavatam, right? And ask, he was puzzled down that you saw my son, naked and running away, but you did not, because the girls were of the same age. But what is there? They said their eyes were pure. Your eyes are not pure. Again, you look at that, this is the Muktabai. And through the teaching, he decided to take a shelter of that, right? So then I'll take some of one or two more leelas of, since Muktabai is there. Once these people, Namdev and all the they were visiting, they go to one potter's place, and we'll talk separately about him also. And the Muktabai, being a small girl, she was also naughty, but look at her spiritual, inclination. He goes to the pot maker, and he sees lot of pot, and she has curiosity how to check that the pot is really baked or not. So he asks, Kaka, tell me, uncle, Kaka will call, tell me how you taste this pot. And he says, take the pot, and he knocks on that and says, this is how, if the sound comes, right, nice sound, that means the baking has happened. And as a mystic, or you call whichever way, she says, can you test whether we are perfected? And says, why not? He was also great son, right? Sant Gora Kumbar. So he started knocking on her head. He said, you are perfect, because prior we see that Changdev Maharaj story, right? And he knew that. Then he knocks on the head of Dhaneshwar Mauli. He says, it's a pakka, it's a baked properly. Nivrittinath, being a guru, knocks on that, no issue there. Sopan Dev knocks at that, no problem. Comes Namdev Maharaj, he knocks on them. Namdev. Namdev was older than everybody there. When we'll go see the period there, maybe 10, 12 years more than the 12 or 13 years more aged. So he knocks on that, and then he said that, no, you are not mature. So there are imperfection. Then he gets angry, and then we'll see in his pastime. So this was again, Muktabai. That is how he does. She always plays that kind of a role, and there are really nice pastime. Another time, she had a desire, young 10 year, 12 years girl, nothing to eat, going one place to another, whatever they're begging, sometimes they're getting, sometimes not getting. Some desire, she wanted to eat something Monday. There's a one, one kind of thing made, food, for which you need kind of, this is the earthen pot in those days. She wanted some disc on which she could bake on that, putting on that stove, like wooden stove or anything. And she go, so younger brother goes to the pot maker. They did not give, because I said that there was really impact of those brahmanas, and they were outcasts, so nobody could help them. That was the situation at that time. And so she comes crying, and she wanted, it's small girl, she wanted. So Dhaneshwar said, no worries, make preparation. And Dhaneshwar, because of mystic power, he makes his back red hot, and she cooks, and they had that one. So again, this is the one of the reason people always believe he's a Gyani, he's Ashtanga Yogi, but we have to understand pastimes of the Lord are much different than that. Vittal wanted Gyani and devotees together, how they form, both things. The knowledge is also required, and bhakti is also required, as I mentioned in the beginning. Another greatness of Muktabai, sometime just we'll see, I think few minutes are there. So one day what happened, Naneshwar Mauli, as I said, whenever they going out, they were always scoffed, they were humiliated, they were spitted, they were insulted by words and kind. Whenever they go to other people, they were told by those others, that other caste people, they should not assist anyway. And so Dhaneshwar only once he shows anger, only once, and not anger. He shows internal agitation. Let me put it there, because anger is not for such a devotees. And he comes home and he closes his hut, like we have that thatched roof, thatched hut, and then you'll see a thatched door for that, made out of bamboo or something. He closes and sit inside. So some time passes, all the children were out on that. So Nivritrinath goes and calls him, he open the door, he doesn't come. Sopan there goes, starts crying because younger brother doesn't come. So they said Mukta Bai was the last, because nobody believed she could do anything. So they said, "Hey, he's not listening. Maybe your sister, he may listen to you." And Mukta Bai goes, being so intelligent, she doesn't cry, right? And then she sang Tati Ugadam Naneshwara, and I'm just giving here, difficult to go through that because I don't have English translation for that. She is describing who he is there, who is he has come to this world to give the knowledge to the other people. And if he doesn't understand the society, then you are not a guru, then you are not a preacher. These are all words, each and every sloka. You should not have ego, you should not have you should be always compassionate. You should not understand their the way they are treating. You are beyond that, you are beyond three modes of material nature. All that knowledge is here. Sant jene bhave jag bolne sahave. One who wants to get a glorified, he is prepared to accept all the sufferings. Otherwise, you are not a guru, right? तरीच अंगी थोरी पण अंगी दया नाही अभिमान. You don't should not have any ego. That means otherwise you cannot be a devotee, you cannot be a preacher. Because preacher we have seen, how we saw Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, how they went through the trouble. It was not easy pass, right? Now currently we are happy that we are ready book, ready anything. We go to the different places. Sometimes we are booted out, but not like what Srila Prabhupada and Bhakti Vinod and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they went through that, and other people went through that, like we are hearing to them, right? So it says that if you want to be that sant, then you have to listen. If you want to do that, then Korpan, you want to be sage, then you should not have any ego. And then for that, you need a bhutadaya, you need a compassion. And then he talks of Brahma Sarvadeshi. You have to see in them Paramatma. We always talk about Paramatma. Don't see the body. What you are seeing. I'll take you some other slokas of Choka Mela talks about on the same thing. Us donga pari ras nave donga kaya bhulula si varilya ranga. He just says that, born in a really scheduled caste family, he says when the people were hurting or people were saying there, he used to say the sugar cane is bent, right? But the juice in that is not a bin. What you are looking at me external covering? Why you are, you know, uh, what you are seeing in that, right? So those again, just same context came. We'll see when we talk about that. And so he said that we have to look Paramatma sitting in there, and then he says praying, Tati Ugada Daneshwara, open the door, right? And so you have to absorb all that aparadha people, those are talking about. So Vishwar age dale vani santi sukhi bhave. So even if they are angry, you have to give spread the water out. You have to bring peace over there, right? Shabda shastre dali kleshi. That means by words of there you cannot do. So lot of things are there. I just mentioned. Maybe I don't think this is the time. Let's move forward. So one picture I could see here, Muktabai and Sant Dhaneshwar here. So coming again, Siddhi is displayed by Dhaneshwar Maharaj. So we saw that flying wall, using back as a hot plate for baking. Now, another thing is that reciting Vedas from the mouth of buffalo. When he went to the Paitan, I had been there last year to this place. There's a Paitan where uh, Eknath Maharaj was born, and we'll see when we'll go through that. This is the place still there at the bank of the Godavari, and Paramatma is residing every there, because Naneshwar goes to beg to the great Brahmanas and want to have debate and discussion. And what he was looking, that give me initiation. That's what they were looking at, all the four travels, and there are a lot of things happens on that. So then some people, in that one, you think the soul is everywhere. Then is that at that time they were at the riverside, the buffalo, he buffalo came there. Is that soul also in the buffalo? He says, why not? And then, so you can speak of Vedas because he was fluent in Vedas. Can the buffalo has so that means can he recite the Vedas? Says why not? Calls the buffaloes and buffaloes ask and buffalo recite the Vedas. So this is the picture. This is the exactly photo which is buffalo there, and there's the river Godavari nearby. I think that let me see. I'll take one more story and stop. Can I have 5 minutes, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay, I'll take five because I'll bring it to the conclusion. So next time we can contribute to Varkari Samhita I'll do. So this is a really set the stage for Dhaneshwar Mauli. The message spread everywhere that even buffalo or not a human can speak Vedas. Again, it's not an ordinary person. Another pastime, I'm just picked up few just to cover up here. Once the Namdev, again, that's the main we are talking about maybe next week. I'll talk on that. Namdev Maharaj and Dhaneshwar Mauli, they decide to travel throughout the country and they go to the Rajasthan. I think Rajasthan, they go to Rajasthan or Gujarat. And, two people, remember, always remember, Dhaneshwar is a Gyani, Ashtang Yogi, and Namdev is a Bhakta, devotee, depending on the Vitala. So these together, traveling together. And as they were traveling afternoon time, both were feeling thirsty, and they could see a small shallow well there with a small thatch, but the water was very deep, and they could not find anything to pull up the water. Maybe the people were bringing rope or something. Maybe something else is there. So Gnaneshwar Mauli wants to perform a lila. Again, both are there again, like that. So he said, let's go and drink it. So Naneshwar looks at Namdev, says, okay, I will go and drink and come back. So he assumes a small form because it's Ashtanga Yogi Siddhi. He goes inside, drinks water to his full, and with little water he comes up and says, I finished, now it's your turn. So this is Ashtanga Yogi. Now, what happens to the devotee of devotee Namdev? Always these devotees, their shelter is only Vithala. They don't look anything else. He prays to the Rukmini, just mention Rukmini or Vithala. I'm thirsty. I need water. He prays, and we will see some pastime when we will see there how close he was to the Lord Vittal. And Vittal comes and gets the water out and he drinks. So we have to see how they complement how one is a Gyanis, how is another is a Bhakta, how both approach the same in a different, two different way. And through the Vittal, we will see some very wonderful pastime. He was fond of both of them together. And as I just mentioned in the beginning, Naneshwara always was saying, my Vitala, my Lord, I don't have the devotion. My tears don't come from my eyes. I don't feel that one, like Namdev says, right? Namdev Maharaj. Whereas the Namdev was saying that I have no knowledge like you can speak of Vedas. You have all that you give. So they were praying each other. They were not criticizing each other. So this is one lesson. They are two sides of the Lord Vithala, and they did many other pastime. So Prabhuji, I will stop. I think my time is ending here. Next time we'll talk about what contribution Naneshwar Mauli, created, gave to the Varkari Sampradaya uh, and Samadhi, and then we'll go to the Namdev, right? Or can I have a couple of minutes, or I will continue tomorrow,
Yes, yes,
next
yes.
week?
You can have a couple of minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. So let me finish the Neshwar Mauli. Okay. So contribution to Varkari Sampradaya. initiate Warkari Sampradaya. That doesn't mean it was not existing. Officially initiated on these two times, they have to go to their July and October, like Ashadi Ekadash and October, November, Kartik. Both two times they visit Pandharpur. So initiated Warkari Sampradaya, laying foundation of philosophy, because without philosophy, I can take some slokas and talk about that, but sometime we'll see. And Tukaram Maharaj take it to the peak, right? To Dhaneshwar to Tukaram Maharaj, all that knowledge you want from Jnana to the Bhakti, devotional service, love, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, all that knowledge is there. You don't need to go anywhere. All that knowledge is there. So this is like they take bullock carts and take the padukas of Naneshwar, Tukaram, and different places. They travel 150, 200 kilometer, almost 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They travel to go to the Pandharpur. Along with that, thousands and thousands of people are there, and this tradition is going on from 1300, unstopped. No Britishers stop. No Muslim king stop. There is no there, and they travel by bare feet, and they go to one place, stay there in the overnight. The village takes care of them. Next day morning, wake up and they start. Nowadays government provides all the medical facility. Lakhs and lakhs people travel. These devotees, when they go, because that is the time when temple is busy, you have to stand in line for 12 hour, 14 hour to take a darshan of Lord Vithala. They don't go, they see the peak from outside and they return. But with the devotion they travel. I have decided to travel walk. I have one person visited here some 10 years back, old lady, wonderful devotee of Vithala. She has written book of Vittal from Karnataka. And I met her and I saw her. She was 75 years old. And I said, Mataji, how did you go? She became angry and said, what do you mean by how did I go? Who am I? Vittal makes me walk. That was the devotion of these people. So again, a lot of people travel there. Required scriptural knowledge he gave. Base he made it. Whatever was required, wisdom of Bhagavad Gita and in a Gatha form, Tukaram Maharaj gave in a Srimad Bhagavatam. Eknath Maharaj gave a 11th canto. People in Maharashtra call Eknathi Bhagavatam, but that is but basically commentary on only 11th canto, Uddhava's Gita, right? That's what we understand. He talks about that. So there's a really good knowledge. Tukaram Maharaj, Taneshwar, and other Sant, Eknath Maharaj, they have given a really base for that one. Provided impetus to bhakti from prevalent dominance of ritualistic karma kandi. In due course of time, other followers of Sampradaya expanded this one. So disappearance. So Dhaneshwar Mauli decided finish the work, as I said, age 16. Then as the younger sister and son, brother were crying, decided to say 6 years. They traveled different places. And he took a Chiranjeevi Samadhi. This is the place there I visit. This is the Samadhi here. He went, the door was closed and he still believed to be there, because 150 years later on, he comes to the dream of Eknath Maharaj and tells him whatever Dhaneshwari read, he has written. That was also people adulterated. And he says that he gives a analogy. We'll talk when we'll go there at that time. And that is the reason. He's still there. We visit so wonderful place on that. So then after he, takes Samadhi, within 1.5 year, all three brothers and sisters, they took Samadhis, different places. So Sopan, they took Samadhi at Saswat near Pune. I had been there to this place. Nivritinath and Muktabai traveled along the Tapi river. There was a storm and all that said that, and Muktabai disappeared, but her temple is in a Jalgaon, her temple, but she disappeared. Muktabai says that she is a Maya Devi. Okay, not ordinary person. And Nivritinath is Brahma, and Nivritinath is Lord Shiva, and Sopan Dev is the Lord Brahma. They came in that form. So they took a samadhi after Dhaneshwar goes. So this is the period of when Dhaneshwar took samadhi. It was 22 years. So his elder brother was 23.5 years. So you can see Muktabai maybe 16, 17 years. All they took samadhis and they left that. So this was a really This was a really those four. That's why no ordinary person can go through all that trouble and all the humiliation, but they brought sanity, they brought the knowledge, real bhakti. Hari mukhe mana hari mukhe. That's what I just recited. So at the end, he also like Adi Shankaracharya talks about right. So same motivation, same thing. When he saw a lot of people are in Karma Kandi, he said, leave everything, just chant name of Hari. And this is to that he has written 28th slokas. I finished today 8. Tomorrow we'll continue with the remaining. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So I will stop here. And if any mistake if I made or committed, please forgive me. And if any correction, question or addition, it's free for everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. That was very wonderful. Lot of details and information that you provided us. I'm just inquisitive to learn more because I watched that movie Sant Dhyaneshwar, the black and white movie. So I learned quite a few of the incidents that you mentioned, like the buffalo speaking, reciting Vedas, and Sant Dhyaneshwar actually when they were kids, his back was used as a baking pan for
Yeah.
chapatis and rotis and things like that. So I'm just wondering, like, so they, Sant Dhyaneshwar and Namdev ji existed at certain point of time at the same
Yes.
time. So was
Yes. No.
Namdev Maharaj older than Sant Dhyaneshwar at that time, or Sant
Yes.
Dhyaneshwar was older than Namdev ji?
No, so Namdev was older, and he remains for a longer. But next, I'll be talking about Naneshwar, Namdev Maharaj. I'll be talking about. He's a Namacharya. If you want to take a name like Haridas Thakur, think of that. He's a Namdev, and same
And
Namdev goes to Punjab, and he's the Namdev Baba. He spent 20 years there also, Punjab, right? So we'll talk next. Tomorrow we're talking about that. But Namdev was older, but he was a devotee, and we'll see how he's a Gyani. He learned from his father, Gyani Namdev Dhaneshwar, but Namdev did not have knowledge, and how Vithala sends him to his guru, and that is a really nice. We'll discuss on that.
yes, and I remember Nivritti Nath ji is like a incarnation of Lord Shiva. I've
Yeah,
been to Trimbakeshwar also, been to Nashik. It's a beautiful place.
yeah,
The beautiful temple, which is one of the Jyotirlingas, 12 Jyotirlingas is there in Trimbakeshwar.
correct. Yeah.
So would you be also touching upon Swami Samarth in this?
No, Mother, Swami Samarth is a totally different. At the end, we can discuss on that. Lot of confusion, people. Swami Samarth, he doesn't describe. He says, "I come to me and I will take it." That's it. There are many
Oh, I
other.
see.
There are
Not
many
not
other. Uh,
not Lord's devotee, is it? It's a
no, no,
different.
no. They don't teach. Even I don't want to say, those offend anybody here on the call. I don't know who is who, Mother.
Oh, okay. No
So
worries,
that is a
Prabhuji.
Swami Samarth. I have a book here. My wife is to there, but he says, "Come to me." He doesn't send you to Vithala. Okay,
Oh,
that
I
is the
see.
difference. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you,
Um,
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Any other? Anybody wants to add? So Sharat Prabhuji, if no question is there, so it's back to you. Uh,
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna,
good. Yeah, go
Dandat
ahead.
Pranam. So
Hare
wonderful
Krishna.
class, Prabhuji, so wonderful class. Prabhuji, in my childhood, I used to go Pandharpur very often. एंड एट द हम लोग आनंदी में ही रहते थे जब मैं छोटी थी तब हम मेरे पापा हमें बहुत बार लेके गए पंढरपुर सो आई डोंट नो बट जब भी आषाढ़ी एकादशी आती है तब इतने हम साल की हर एकादशी करते हैं मगर जब आषाढ़ी एकादशी आती है तो उस दिन मुझे कुछ अलग ही फीलिंग होता है और दैट वाज माय फेवरेट एकादशी
Yeah,
आषाढ़ी एकादशी क्योंकि
yeah,
विठ्ठला
many
को भी
people.
मुझे हाँ प्रभु जी
Yeah, it's a separate. In my home, we never used to. My mother was not, but Ashadi Ekadasi, there is no other food. Nothing is there on that day. So many people. At least I have seen where I was born and brought up. People they do one Ekadashi. That is for sure. They may not be devotee or devotees, but they do mother. It's a special, right, on that Ashadi Ekadashi. But it's too many
Yes,
people go to
Prabhuji,
the
thank you.
Pandharpur. Too many people go to Pandharpur that day. Yeah.
Yeah, and Prabhuji, in our center, Jagannath Devasthanam Center, every Asadhi Ekadashi, we call the people from वारकरी समाज और सब अभंगा सब बहुत ही अच्छे से कीर्तन होता है उस दिन
Yeah.
अभंगा और सब.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very wonderful explanation. बहुत अच्छा लगा, बहुत good
Thank
knowledge.
you, mother.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, wonderful session, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. One
Thank you.
striking point, Prabhu, for me, the takeaway, one single sentence, Prabhu. Okay. That Goal said, like, I am 8 years or 10 years old and you are 1400
Disciple, this disciple. Okay, yeah,
Yes.
great. Yeah.
And that is so striking, Prabhu. It will remember in my heart that I will think myself how many millions of old I am. Still, nothing is going.
I know.
This is so
It was
striking.
it was really humbling for him, and she
Yeah.
make sure she didn't quickly finish the bath also. It said that she remained, and this person is remaining and so chastised to him. You know, it makes sense, right, Prabhuji, on that. So after 1400 years, if you are not come out of the bodily concept, right, such a young girl, so still your eyes are fixed on that this thing, and he's a sage. He's not a grast also, right?
He said.
He's a sage, right? Because he lived for 1400 years, 1400 years, right? So by his yogic power, but you know, he was not a grasta.
He
It's
lived for
still
1400 years old.
1400 years. He lived with the yogic power, right? Ashtanga yogi, Siddhi, right? He could defeat 13 times the Yamdev. That's what they say. Because in the Kali Yuga, the lifespan is 100 years, right? But he lived that. But you know, this is a really life-changing, right?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. This is a wonderful
Hare
session. Thank you very much.
Hare.
Prabhuji, it is a great example that if भक्ति करते हैं तो हम अपने आपको कंट्रोल अच्छे से कर सकते हैं, मगर अगर ये सब अष्टांग योगी भी है तो भी हम कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाते. ऐसा
Yes.
भगवद गीता में भी आया है कि भक्ति द्वारा हम अच्छे से हमें अपने मन को और इंद्रियों को कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And
Prabhuji.
yeah, that we'll see Namdev Maharaj, you know, it will be visible more on that when we'll talk tomorrow, how the devotee feels connected when Lord wants to guide you, how he has to take a guru because knowledge is also required, right? Both things are required. That's what is the. Okay, Hari Krishna. Any question? Otherwise, Sharad Prabhuji, it's a back to you.
Okay. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I have a question. मेरा क्वेश्चन इससे अलग है. जैसे आज शिवरात्रि है इंडिया में, तो कल हो चुकी होगी. मैं शिव जो है वो बहुत एक मतलब बड़े सबसे बड़े वो वैष्णव है, ग्रेट वैष्णव. तो हम जैसे हमारे से कोई जाने अनजाने में कोई अपराध होता है तो हमें नहीं पता, लेकिन तो हम शिव की आराधना कर सकते हैं. जैसे टुडे इज शिवरात्रि, तो शिव की मैं आराधना करके मैं उस दोष से मेरा वो दोष से हट जाऊंगी.
Kali hua na mother. My wife is the Shivapriya is there. She does. She follows that. She's in Pune. I think Sharad Prabhuji can answer. I really don't know. And the Sharad was a bit.
Okay, Mataji, you are asking whether we should worship Shiva or not. That is the question.
I am asking कि जैसे हमसे कभी कोई जाने अनजाने में, हम नहीं जानते, हो सकता है हमारा जैसे कई बार अच्छे से पूजा नहीं होती, जापा नहीं होता, तो हो सकता है हमसे कोई अपराध, बाकी सब चीजें हमें पता है, वी आर टेकिंग केयर ऑफ दैट, लेकिन हमें लगता है कि हो सकता है हमारा किसी से कुछ जाने अनजाने में कोई अपराध हो गया हो किसी वैष्णव से, तो ताकि शिवा इज द ग्रेट वैष्णव, तो हम उनका आराधना करके उस दोष से हट सकते हैं, उसको रिमूव कर सकते हैं.
Yes. We should. Actually, he removes all the obstacles in the path of devotional service for a devotee. That's why we should worship him not as a controller, but as a great devotee of the Supreme Lord. That is what is the difference.
जी, तो हमें ये भाव रख के वो अर्चना पूजा करनी होगी कि हमसे कुछ होता है, अपराध हो गया है, तो हमें उससे मुक्ति मिले। ये भाव
Yes, yes,
रखकर हमें करना पड़ेगा।
yes, yes, yes. There is no nothing wrong in that at all.
जी, थैंक यू प्रभु जी।
प्रभु जी, may I add one point, प्रभु जी?
Yes, yes,
May I
yes,
add one point?
yes,
माता
yes.
जी, हमें शिव जी की प्रार्थना ऐसी करनी चाहिए कि हमें शुद्ध भक्ति के पाथ पे ले जाए और हमें जो ऑब्स्टिकल आते हैं भक्ति में तो उसे बचाए और हम शुद्ध भक्ति प्रदान करें। हमेशा वही प्रार्थना करनी चाहिए शिव जी से,
या
क्योंकि वो परम वैष्णव है ना।
यस यस, थैंक यू माता जी, थैंक यू।
Here
May I
one thing.
also, sorry, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Please, Prabhuji, you carry on. I'll say it later.
नहीं आप you completed.
अच्छा जी, तो हमें ऐसा बताया जाता है माता जी, शास्त्रों के हिसाब से हर स्थल में, हर क्षेत्र में क्षेत्रपालक के स्वरूप में शिव जी होते हैं। वृंदावन में
जी
भी क्षेत्रपालक होते हैं, गोपेश्वर महादेव, चिंताहरण महादेव, भूतेश्वर महादेव, ऐसा सारे जगह में शिव जी होते हैं। हमारा वृंदावन का परिक्रम, ब्रजधाम का परिक्रम पूर्ण नहीं होती है अगर आप गोपेश्वर महादेव को अपना प्रणाम नहीं किए हो। इफ यू हैवंट पेड योर ओबेसेंसेस टू Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev, if you didn't visit him, your Kshetra visit, your pilgrimage is incomplete. That is what is said. क्षेत्र पालक होते हैं। इवन मायापुर में हरिहर क्षेत्र होती है, वहां पे शिव जी भी होते हैं। तो शिव जी को वैष्णवानाम यथा शंभु, परम वैष्णव है शिव जी। तो उनसे हम अपनी अपराधों की क्षमा मांगने से, उनकी ब्लेसिंग्स और मर्सी लेने, जैसे प्योर डिवोटी से लेते हैं। शिव जी इज परम वैष्णव, इज द प्योरेस्ट डिवोटी। सो शिव जी की आशीर्वाद लेने से कोई गलत नहीं है, ब्लेसिंग्स लेने से। और उनसे ये प्रार्थना करें कि हमारे भक्ति के रास्ते में जो भी बाधाएं आएंगे वो उनको, जैसे शरद प्रभु जी बोल रहे हैं, वो हटा देते हैं। तो इसीलिए शिव जी को, कोई भी डेमिगॉड्स को हम डिसरेस्पेक्ट नहीं कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि हम उस लेवल पे है नहीं। वो सब वैष्णव हैं, वैष्णव, वो सब कृष्ण के परम भक्त हैं और शिव जी सबसे परम भक्त हैं। तो हम सबको रेस्पेक्ट देनी चाहिए, पर इस भाव से कि वो प्रभु जी जैसे बोल रहे थे कि वो कंट्रोलर के भाव से नहीं, पर हम परम वैष्णव हैं, उस भाव से उन्हें उनसे प्रार्थना करना चाहिए, उनकी ब्लेसिंग्स लेनी चाहिए, आशीर्वाद लेनी चाहिए और उनको विजिट भी करनी चाहिए। स्पेशली शिव जी को क्षेत्र पालक होते हैं, हर क्षेत्र में he guards that area of Lord Krishna's pastimes, like Gopeshwar Mahadev. So this is what I just wanted to add, that which I learned, I'm sharing.
Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorified the Shivji in his Shivashtakam. So wonderful prayers.
ऐसा भी कहा जाता, माता जी, ऐसा भी कहा जाता है कि जपा करते वक्त एक, अगर हम 16 माला जपते हैं तो एक माला हमें शिव की भी होना करना चाहिए।
ऐसा मैंने सुना नहीं है माता जी, सो आई डोंट वांट टू कमेंट ऑन इट। ऐसा मैंने सुना नहीं है। पर वैसे जो माला करते हैं हम, एक्चुअली वी आर आस्किंग फॉर डिवोशनल सर्विस। We are asking for devotional service. When service comes, we should not go back on our words. That when service is coming to you, we should accept it happily and perform the service for the pleasure of the lordships and you and Gauranga.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, so nice. Thank you so much.
हरे कृष्ण शरद प्रभु जी। प्रभु जी, आज महाशिवरात्रि है तो उसका द्वादश ज्योतिर्लिंगानी में नाम पढ़ सकते हैं प्रभु जी?
Okay.
Just wanted to say two things, Mataji. One is a great class from Prabhu, Radha Govinda, and the other about Shivji. There is that wonderful Rudra Geet also we can read. I think that will help. Correct. Yes, Mataji, please say the Jyotirlinga.
Okay, before that, let me complete. Let us not get confused by this demigod worship or whom to worship. Everything should be connected to Krishna. That is very, very clear. And Shiva should be worshipped as a number one Vaishnava. Actually, our knowledge is limited. That's why we think, rather, you'll find majority of the people think that we should not even respect the demigods, which is not correct, which is just not correct. If you think of the demigods like Hanuman or Ganesh ji, but they are such great devotees. Their 24 hours job is to take the name of the Lord. They are taking the name of the Lord, doing bhajan. They are great devotees. They are at a much higher level. But what is told in the Vaishnava tradition is that separately you need not worship anybody else, because if you worship Krishna, the Vishnu Tattva, then all others are automatically worshipped. They are satisfied. That is what is to be understood. I thank Radha Vinod Prabhuji for the wonderful session, and we'll be hearing more about that. And before we finish and the other things, I just want to take the feedback which I had requested the other day. I hope all are willing to be part of the Srimad Bhagavatam class of Charu Prabhuji. If somebody is not able to attend, like Lalit Priya Mataji and another devotee also told me that they have got some engagements, so they may not be able to come all the time. That is perfectly all right, because there are specific requirements. But other than them, anybody else doesn't want to attend the class.
Yeah, Prabhuji, sorry, go ahead, go ahead. Prabhuji, for me also, because I'm traveling to India, I'll be traveling to various places. If that is the condition, like Prabhuji said, that once in a month, only one class you miss it, possibly it may be difficult. I don't want to, so Nai Charu
Okay,
Prabhuji. So
it is basically because of your travel and nothing
I'll be
else.
traveling because I'll be traveling in India.
Okay,
I'll be going to
okay,
Vrindavan and all
okay.
that. So sometime it may be difficult, right? On
Okay,
that.
doesn't matter. I'll apprise him. Anybody
Okay,
else?
thank
Anybody else? That means Sanjeev Prabhuji, Rajkumari Mataji, Archana Mataji, Badal Prabhuji, Dipti Mataji, Lalit Priya Mataji, Prasad Prabhuji, Radha Vinod Prabhuji, Raksha Mataji, Samta Mataji, and those who are not present here, but they have expressed their willingness to attend the class, like Rajiv Prabhuji and some others are there. That means I'll give a feedback to Charu Prabhuji that all are willing to attend, but there are certain issues in respect of certain devotees, so you should ignore them. That request I'll make. Am I
Hare
correct?
Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Um, I will. I have been attending all the classes, and I will also attend.
Yes,
But
yes, yes.
sometimes there may be some engagements. I cannot. I don't know what
Okay,
will happen in future, right? Uh,
okay, okay.
so that way I may not be able to sometime attend. But otherwise, I will try to attend. Prabhu.
Okay, that means everybody is willing to attend, because please remember that it is at a much higher level, and those things which are given in the Srimad Bhagavatam of Srila Prabhupada, he assumes that you already know that. That means before the class, actually the first class, he will give an introduction of how it is going to be conducted. And we should come prepared for that. Even if you have not studied Srimad Bhagavatam, that then during that time period, before the class is held, please read those stutis and whatever knowledge you can acquire, because what he will be saying, that will be beyond this Srimad Bhagavatam of Srila Prabhupada, because he'll be using some other reference material which is not with us. And he may give some points for discussion. We should go through that. We should prepare for that and take part in the discussion. That's what he wants. He doesn't want all this knowledge to go in vain after him, after he's not here in this material world. That's what he thinks. And that is a great noble cause. And we have been supporting him all the time. And I think we'll support him here also. Then in the beginning of June, he'll be starting the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, that course. And in the meantime, from 23rd of March, and in case of the United States and Canada and all that, that is the 22nd March, he'll be starting the Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is what it is. Okay, the Samta Mataji wanted to. Samta Mataji, can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can.
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji,
Please carry on.
no, I didn't want to say anything. Somebody else. Prabhuji, so then our classes of
Mataji,
Bhakta Maal
Raksha
will be.
Mataji, yes, Raksha Mataji, yes.
हाँ प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्णा। प्रभु जी,
हरे
हम
कृष्ण।
सारे कोर्सेज अटेंड करेंगे चारू प्रभु जी का, हो सके उतना अच्छे से करेंगे और हम अच्छे से नॉलेज लेंगे।
ओके,
हरे
थैंक यू।
कृष्णा। टुडे इज महाशिवरात्रि। हाँ माता जी, प्लीज आप बोल दीजिए।
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji, so just one small thing that so before, like once we're starting on 23rd of March, so then all our again the whole schedule will change, right?
Yes, then the whole schedule that will be carried forward to when the time is available.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you know. I'll work on it. I'll let him start the class, and let us know if he's taking his. He'll be taking classes on both the days or one day only. And if initially one day, then the second day we will have Archana Mataji's class on Srimad Bhagavatam. Like this, we'll plan out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Mataji. Yes, Raksha
हरे
Mataji.
कृष्ण। हाँ प्रभु जी।
Yes, yes.
द्वादश ज्योतिर्लिंगानी, महाशिवरात्रि की जय हो, शिव जी की जय हो। सौराष्ट्रे सोमनाथं च श्रीशैले मल्लिकार्जुनम्, उज्जैन्यां महाकालम् ओंकारं मलेश्वरम्, परल्यां वेदनाथं च डाकिन्यां भीमशङ्करम्, सेतुबन्धे तु रामेशं नागेशं दारुकावने, वाराण्यसा तु विश्वेश्वं त्र्यम्बकं गौतमी तटे, हिमालये तु केदारं दृश्मेशं शिवालये, एतानि ज्योतिर्लिङ्गानि सायं प्रातः पठेन्तरः, सप्तजन्म कृतं पापं स्मरणेन विनश्यति। ये जो 12 ज्योतिर्लिंग जो है उसके नाम है। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। थैंक यू प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Very nice.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much. Then we can conclude the today's class with the Nrsimha prayers.
May I, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladala Dadaine. Praladala Dadaine. Hiranyakashipuvakshaha. Hiranyakashipuvakshaha. Shilatankarnakalaye. Shilatankarnakalaye. Ito nrsimho parato nrsimho. Ito nrsimho parato nrsimho. Yato yami tato nrsimho. यतो यतो यमिततो नृसिंहो बहिः नृसिंहो हृदये नृसिंहो बहिः नृसिंहो हृदये नृसिंहो नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलवरे नकाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गा दलित हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव करकमलवरे नकाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गा दलित हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद भक्ति विघ्न श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय प्रहलाद श्री प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srimad Bhagavatam. Then we'll meet tomorrow for the balance of the life histories of the saints by Radha Vinod Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Radha Vinod Prabhuji. Very nice class.
Very nice class, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.